It doesn't matter what your dreams and hopes and ambitions are. It doesn't matter if you have a new boyfriend or a new girlfriend or you've got plans for the future. You can forget those plans because you're going to wind up dead.
Trying times.
Hi, welcome to a podcast. I am Max Booth. I'm joined by my co-host.
Miguel Myers.
Yeah, what's the podcast called?
Decay Tapes.
What is this podcast, Miguel? If anyone tuning in, describe what we do.
We're two horror nerds who have seen a lot of horror movies, but we haven't seen a lot of shot on video. So we want to better ourselves by learning more about shot on video horror.
I don't think we can claim that now. We've seen at least 20 of these fucking things by now. This is episode 16, but we've seen other shot and video movies we haven't talked about in the podcast. We've seen more than many people at this point.
Yeah, I think we've seen more than 99% of humanity
Yeah.
by watching 16. Yeah, that's true.
We can't claim that anymore. We'll no longer novices. Novices as novices. No one says novices. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about, is it just called the McPherson tape? McPherson tape?
So that's the title it has now. That was not the title it was given when it was made. It was released under the title UFO Abduction.
Okay.
If you notice, there's nobody in this movie with that last name.
Right. Well, I didn't know anybody's name, but I think
You watch the credits, right? It shows there's nobody with that name.
Listen, I'm not a credit fiend like you are.
I am a bit of a credit fiend. That's true. I'm always watching the credits fiendishly. What do you know about this movie?
I've heard about it for a while. I'm not the biggest sci-fi or alien fan, but I thought there was some connection between this movie and like that alien abduction thing that they showed on Fox in the 90s. You
Hmm.
don't remember because you were 2 years old, but
Yeah, there is a connection. That's the remake they showed on Fox.
it was like a no, it was like an alien autopsy is what I'm saying. Alien autopsy, that's what it was called. Do you remember that? That's not
Yes.
that's not the remake.
I don't know, man.
Neither one of us has seen the remake, but I think they're separate
Maybe it's
entities.
not.
But
Did you watch an episode of The X-Files, maybe?
literally never. I've never seen one full
It's
episode
pretty
of
good.
X-Files. You've told me about that, and I need to, some people whose uh I can't think of the word I'm trying to say, but whose opinions I respect, and then also you have told me that there's some horror. There's a pretty good X-Files
It was
episodes.
a pretty good episode where they find a videotape of an alien autopsy.
Okay.
That's why I'm
Yeah, yeah,
wondering if
yeah.
you just saw this episode.
No, there's something completely different. Just trust me on it. Anyway, so I thought there was a connection there, but it's not. I'd heard that this was a shot on video found footage, and you and I were fighting about whether or not it was the first found footage shot on video.
I haven't seen Cannibal Holocaust since I was like 12, so I don't remember a lot about it. Walk me through how
Oh,
that's a
well,
found footage movie.
it is a found footage. That's what we're not. We weren't talking about shot on video. We're talking about found footage, right? So
Yeah.
the McPherson tape might be the first shot on video found footage movie.
We're not talking about shot and video right now. We're talking about
Okay.
just found footage
Found footage. Okay.
in the genre.
So in Cannibal Holocaust, it's basically a documentary team that goes to the, I don't know, Brazilian jungle, Amazon jungle
Yeah.
to film these tribes, and then, you know, spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen it, but they are murdered,
Hmm.
and then people go back and retrieve the tapes, and then we're watching it through the retrieved tapes.
That sounds like found footage to me. How come people say it's not?
Because it's not the full thing isn't shot on video. I mean, I'm
I
sorry,
see.
the full thing isn't found footage. So there's interspersed scenes of like the people who went back to watch it or
Okay.
went back to get the reels and stuff like that.
So that's the thing I thought was kind of chicken shit that happened in Night of the Devil. Was that the name of the movie that just came out
Oh,
with the top? the talk show movie.
Late Night with the Devil.
Late night with the devil. It
Yeah.
also tries to do like a found footage type of thing, but then it keeps breaking away from the film app to just be a regular movie. And I did find that kind of cheating. So I maybe I do understand the logic with Cannibal Holocaust,
Yeah.
but it was nothing like it at that time, so you can't really
Yeah.
fault it for that reason. Either way, UFO Abduction is one of the earliest movies in the found footage thing, and it also has a lot of the tropes as well, like refusing to set the camera down as crazy shit
I
is
had that
going
written down
on.
there too. And it's not only that, but they address it,
Yeah,
which is funny because that's also a trope. Well, so the better movies do address it. The worst movies don't address it at all.
yeah. So this guy, what's his name? Dean Aliotto? How do you say his
Alioto,
name?
yeah, that's what it looks like.
Okay, he wanted to make a movie before he was 25 because all of his favorite filmmakers made a movie before they were 25. And he convinced a friend to give him like 6,500 bucks or something. I don't know what that is now. This was in the late 80s, to make a movie. And so he used a video camera because that was the cheapest way. The cast, well, not friends and family, which is which is different from most of the movies we do. He did an audition process. He looked mostly for improv actors because he knew there wasn't going to be a script with this movie, and there's not a script. Basically, he had like acts broken down, right? Like, I want this thing to happen at this part of the movie. I want them to go outside at this part of the movie. And all the dialogue was just improv. And Dean, the director, was the one holding the camera, and like he played that character. So he was able to kind of direct them with the motion of the camera and like reacting to things to get the cast to like, be like, oh, okay, now it's time to do that. But there's no dialogue written. It was all made in one night. They just filmed it in one go, and that was the movie.
One night,
Yeah, one
my
night.
question was going to be, do you know if it was one shot?
I don't know that. I wasn't able to find that out.
Okay, because that would be amazing. I mean, spoiler, I really like this movie a lot.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not spoiling anything.
And what was it? How much did he pay for it, or how much did he
Six
get?
6,500. That's
So
six
6,500.
thousand five hundred.
So in today's money, that'd be 16,500. So like 16,500.
Nice. I don't know if the cast was paid anything. I know he paid like 750 bucks for the spaceship. Um,
Okay.
it-
Which we don't see very much of.
well, that's why I was only
I
yeah.
appreciate the production value.
Yeah, he hired some special effects guy who went on to work with a bunch of like famous movie franchises, but this guy made this thing. Only half of it was like decorated, the other half was just hollowed out. You don't really
Mhm.
see the other half anyway, so who gives a shit? And plus they had like fog and like bad lighting, so it looks really cool, I think, in the movie. It kind of to me looked like one of those angry fish that are like at the bottom of the ocean with the like headlamp.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Well, that's
Like,
called.
I mean, you're better than me because I couldn't really tell. I could like I can make it out, but I couldn't get a lot of detail. I mean, because 1989 shot in a video, but I think I don't know. I know there's a Blu-ray for it. I don't know if it's possible to get a 4K restoration based off of the master print because that was lost in a fire.
Yeah.
So that sucks. But I would love to see, even warts and all, I would love to see a 4K restoration.
A lot of the negative reviews on like Letterboxd and shit, or like talking about how the quality sucks so much. I kind of think that's a pro with this movie. I think because it looks like shit, like for the whole movie, it adds into the realism of it all. And I was completely like immersed into the movie. And I think if it was cleaned up, I wouldn't have given much of a shit about it. Like I think I
Oh,
might have
really?
found it kind of tedious, but the fact that it did look like a home movie, I don't know. I
I
liked
get
it.
that.
I thought it was
Yeah,
pretty
I get
cool.
that. It didn't detract from me at all. This would be like for me, it would be like a special feature, like to be able to see it cleaned up. But you should definitely watch it the first time in its original format, not format because we didn't watch it in original format, but the way it was presented first.
Yeah.
And then you were talking about the acting. I was surprised at how good the acting was in this movie. Like
Yeah.
specifically, I'll point out the mom. So the grown up brothers, their mom. So that would be she's also grandma. I think she did a really great job. Um, like she was like at times she has to bring the family around the table and calm everybody down. And sometimes I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on? But also, she's acting that way because there's a kid amongst them and they need to calm. They can't be losing their shit because there's a kid around.
Yeah.
I
I
thought it was admirably acted. And for a shot on video, there was some really annoying parts, but that's what comes with shot on video where you'll just have a black screen for like 10 seconds.
Yeah. And
And
that
that's,
might have been how they changed shots as well.
oh, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah,
That's
I hadn't
usually
thought.
how a lot of those like one shot tricks will done is they just kind of like go in the shadows for a second.
Yeah, yeah.
Even the kid I thought did pretty good, and kids usually suck in movies.
Yes, agreed.
Um, but yeah, so they made it for $6,500, and they found someone to put it out. But before anything, like they had like even like real commissioned and everything. And like you said, before anything could really happen with it, the distribution office went up in smoke, and the master copy and all the milk was destroyed. I was reading some interview with the director, where he speculated the company, the guy who owned the distribution company did it intentionally for insurance reasons. So
Oh, wow.
so they basically just said, "Oh well, I guess the movie's done," and they forgot about it until like the mid '90s, when suddenly Dean, I'm just gonna call him Dean because I keep forgetting his last name. He was contacted by like several unexplained mystery TV shows around the same time, because one of the tapes of this movie, I guess a few tapes went out to like mom and pop video shops, and
Hmm.
at one point, someone took one of these tapes, cut the credits out of the movie, and began just like circulating it around online and like around like just making copies of the tape, and it became like this legendary tape, like this is a real UFO abduction, and everyone believed it, like it was in fucking like conspiracy magazines. Like I was reading some quote where this guy in the like this big guy in the government was like, yeah, that looks like that looks authentic to me. And then this really famous UFO person, I was gonna say nut job, but I don't know. He was like, this is definitely proof aliens exist.
Oh
And
my
once it came
God.
out later on that it was admitted to be just a movie, he was still like, I'm not convinced that there might be some authenticity to this movie. I'm not convinced there is it. But like three different shows reached out to Dean. One of them backed out once they found the truth out that it was just a movie he made. But one of the other shows, I don't have the notes in front of me because I didn't make any. Um, they had him on the show and like they interviewed about him about it, and beginning like in the I think the late 90s, he began selling copies of his tape on like eBay or whatever. Yeah, eBay was around. And he was just selling copies online. And then I don't have a lot of details about what happened next, but sometime in the late 90s, he remade the movie with a big old budget, and it was called, I don't have the title in front of me, but it had a different title.
Alien abduction incident in Lake County.
Yes, but the original title he was going to use for that is the title that we have for this movie, the McPherson tape. But then
Okay.
whoever like produced the movie or was putting the movie out, they had him change it to the title you just said, which is Taylor Bill. But due to this confusion of both of these movies, everyone has just always referred to both of them as the McPherson tape. And so when
Okay.
the Blu-ray came out like in 2020 or whatever of the original, they just opted to use the title that fans know it as instead of UFO abduction.
The original, the 1989 one.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Which is the one you have, right? You have that Blu-ray.
Fuck you. I was upset for those listening because I was convinced I had bought this movie and I was gonna watch it last night on Blu-ray and like do all the bonus features. Could not find it. I looked on my email, no record of buying it. I think I thought about buying it at one time and then just did not do it. I think Television has a Blu-ray of it. They do good movies.
Yeah, they do.
So go check that out if you guys are interested. You can also just watch it on YouTube. But support Blu-ray boutique company. They do good
Well,
real.
the version I saw that was on YouTube, it might have been ripped. I apologize if it was. I don't know, but it had Agfa on there and then Bleeding Skull, which Bleeding Skull is amazing. Bleeding Skull with Josie Emba and Annie Choi, I believe. They like put out great articles and like you know Joe and Annie, they're always like hosting Terror Tuesday here in Austin, and they now have their own deal with Vinegar Syndrome, is it, or Synapse? I don't remember who. Well, they're putting out their own shit. But yeah, I was surprised to see that they had their little logos on it at the beginning. That was cool.
But if you're gonna watch a movie that's been ripped, what more appropriate movie, right?
Yeah,
You an
exactly.
alien guy? You believe in aliens and all that shit?
Um, I don't think about it.
Yeah.
Like in the universe, there's probably other life forms other than us, sure. Have they come to here and abducted people? No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I
Yeah.
do love like alien abduction stuff though. I find it really cool. Like even like the crackpot like stories of people online. I just find it so interesting. I love movies like it. Do you have any favorite alien movies?
Um, fuck, Extro. Have you seen Extro?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, I think Extro's dope.
Yeah.
Um, there's an oh no, that's like an irradiated, not an alien cat. Never mind. I think yeah, Extro. Oh, I mean the thing.
The thing's great. I always forget like technically, yeah, that's an alien movie.
Yeah,
Alien.
and then Alien, and also
I don't count Alien.
Predator
I don't count Alien.
as a alien movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
In
get
my
that.
in my head, like when I want to watch like an alien movie, I want like like them coming to this planet and like fucking with humans. It's like the Blob, that looks.
The Blob. Yeah, yeah.
I
They Live.
They Live is great. We have a mutual friend named Andrew who just got a bunch of Trump branded like Ray-Ban glasses he's been trying to sell us. Um,
Trump, Brandon?
yeah, Meta, Trump, whatever. It's the same thing.
Oh, okay. All right.
What could be a remake with that movie, huh? With like those Google glasses.
Yeah. Is that what I didn't read that part of it. I have to go back.
Maybe that's what I took because he said like in within like 2 minutes of talking about getting these glasses, he talked about making a POV video of himself eating hot dogs. Was that unrelated to the
No,
glasses,
I
you
that
think?
was totally related, but it's so yeah, we are talking about our own chat on the podcast. But he with this whole paragraph about how he got these glasses from Meta or whatever. Then he takes a picture of him downing a hot dog and a hamburger at the same time. And he's like, but I don't have the POV from the glasses. I'm like, so you just sent us, like you're just anyway. All right. So yeah, I would say those are some of my favorite. How about you? What are your favorite
Um,
alien
I love signs, which is odd because
signs?
I find all the religious stuff really stupid,
Yeah.
but everything else for me outweighs it a lot. I really fucking love that movie. And I do wonder if M. Night was somewhat inspired a little bit by this movie because the best scene from Signs is at a little kid's birthday party, and that's what
Mm,
this movie is. I don't
yeah.
know.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
Have you ever seen Contact with Jodie Foster?
A long time ago, I remember not liking it,
Okay. I
but
remember liking that one. It's been a while for me
I
as
might need
well.
to rewatch it.
Yeah.
Um, I wish Steven Spielberg had made Night Skies. That was like an unproduced movie he was gonna make based off of like this famous UFO alleged incident. Will these rednecks will like hiding in the film shooting aliens with shotguns? That would have been pretty cool. One of
I
my
haven't heard.
one of my favorite ones. It's incredibly bleak and sad. It's not really an alien thing, but it kind of is. Is a movie called Mysterious Skin. Have you seen that? It's a
No,
Greg Araki movie. I
no,
think
I haven't
that's
heard of it.
it's pretty sad. It's about these two boys who sexually assaulted as children, and then they grow up and lead different paths. One of them is convinced as a kid he was abducted by aliens. That's how he processes that trauma.
Oh,
It's really good though.
I haven't heard of it.
It's re-
Is it a newer movie, older movie?
No, I think like the 90s.
Okay.
It has that guy from Still Rock from the Sun, Joseph Gordon-Levitt or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. District 9,
Pretty good movie.
great movie. Jordan Peele, Nope.
I love Nope. That
Nope.
was
Yeah. Yeah, there's
Nope
a
was
lot of
dope. That's what they say. Nope was dope.
yeah. All right, well,
Yeah, if you'll see that tweet of that, I don't know who it was, just some guy who tweets who is like, I'll tell you one thing, if my friends had found ET, we would have killed him with a hammer. Makes me
that's
laugh.
that's kind of like this movie. That's what they did in this movie.
Yeah. Let's talk about this movie, huh?
All right.
UFO Abduction, aka the McPherson tape, despite not having anyone with that name in the movie. Um, It opens with a bunch of text that I meant to reread today because I saw this movie yesterday
Uh-huh.
and I forgot. So if it's fresh in your memory, do you recall what the hell it said? Well, the gist of it?
The gist of it was, all right, so it says the uncut video footage you're about to see contains the most important evidence yet made public regarding the UFO abduction phenomenon. This footage is from the Northwoods UFO case of 1977. And then, so here's the synopsis of the movie, actually. On the evening of October 8th, 1983, a young man videotaped his niece's fifth birthday party. As the night's strange occurrences took place, he kept his camera running, recording the entire event. So this is essentially based on a true story. I think Toby Hooper did it better. He summed it up pretty easily
It
based on a true story.
I do love it when a movie just sums up the movie you're about to watch in the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. It helps when you have a podcast. It does. It is like a prototype of the Blair Witch Project in a way, huh?
Oh yeah,
Especially this way.
this is like the Blair Alien Project. I mean,
Feature episode, right? That was also videotape. I think digital camera at least.
yeah, it's digital camera, but no, it might have been. No, it wasn't shot on video. It was digital, but still, yeah,
We should still do it though.
it's because it's a good movie. I think people like make fun of it because of the mucus and stuff, but it's a good movie.
Plus that thumb penalty. Remember those? The thumb movies?
No.
Am I hallucinating? Didn't they used to like have these parody movies of like it was just thumbs
Oh
and like
fuck, that's like early
they had
2000s.
faces on them. They would just recreate movies. Is that the
Jesus,
thing?
you unzipped me. I
Oh my
think I
God,
remember
it's nothing but Skittles.
I recall something like that, but I don't know if I ever saw this one. But yeah. Um, so yeah, found footage, UFO stuff. It starts off, they're in a house in a cabin and they're all for the birthday party. Lights go out, and so they go looking for
Oh my
the
God, we're skipping way. What are you doing? This isn't the speed podcast, Miguel.
go ahead. Go
We
ahead.
have to address something. The whole premise is this guy, one of the siblings, right? He's been gifted a video camera, so he's videotaping everything because that's what you do when you get a video camera, right? But the first conversation we have is like the family warning everybody else. If you go to the bathroom, lock the door because this guy is gonna come in and film you on the toilet. Like that's a conversation. This is unacceptable behavior. I mean, I don't know, man. I I feel like if you have someone in your family who's likely to just bust into a bathroom as you're going and just videotape you. That needs to be a more serious conversation. That's something to joke about.
There's always a dirty uncle in a family.
They should be outcasted.
Are you the dirty uncle?
No, I don't see my family anymore.
All right.
I was outcasted.
For being the dirty uncle, they yeah, that's right. So I completely forgot about that. I mean, I just assumed everybody knew this found footage, but there's always a reason for it, and that's why.
I
Yeah,
just had a note about the bathroom talk.
yeah, that was weird.
It's
That was weird.
unacceptable. And then he's doing like
But
close-ups of gross food.
sorry, can I just say one thing? We've had
Yeah.
this kind of situation before in movies that we've rated or watched for this podcast, where characters are sitting around a table and they're kind of talking, and it's what's the word? Uh, Not scripted. It's unscripted,
Improv.
but improv. But they're talking over each other, and you
Hmm.
can't understand anything. This instance, they were improving it, but they were letting people speak so that you can hear from character to character what everybody was saying. So it wasn't just one large audio mumble jumble. I really enjoyed that and
It's like an
appreciated
episode of It's Always Sunny.
it. It really was. They gave space for each other to say something.
Yeah. A lot of podcasts could take a lesson from this movie.
I'm
So,
sorry if I interrupted you.
oh, I was revealing to my own inability to not interrupt people. You mentioned the lights go out. Well, they turn the lights off because we're doing the candle wishes, as you do with birthdays usually, which I've always found disgusting. It's just some kid spinning on a cake that you then have to eat. I don't think it's sanitary whatsoever. I
But you
think
eat the cake
it's
though.
cake is great, but I disagree with the practices, the pagan ritual of it all. I don't like it. um, so they do the lights, they do the candle, and then the lights don't come on. Like that's when all this stuff begins. I have to wonder because later on we see, I mean, spoiler, this kid has drawn an alien, right? They find a photo of a alien this kid has drawn. It's this kid wishing for an alien abduction to happen. Is this the wish coming true?
That's pretty good. I think it's shit, but it's a pretty good thing. I like it
How is it good, but also shit?
because it obviously didn't happen, but it's a good theory.
I don't know. I'm
Obviously.
ready to make a 10-hour long video about this.
So now she's a empath or or what?
Do you know what an empath is?
I don't know. Now she's a nice person. Now she like is so now she's somebody who can make things happen. She's a genie.
You might be a genie, yeah.
Okay. So it's no longer an alien movie.
Do
Now it's a
genies
genie movie.
grant their own wishes?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know. I just assume they can't do that.
Robin Williams was like turning into all these different things. That was his wish to turn into those things and be able to sing and dance
Was it not
throughout the
was it
streets
not
of
like
Agrabah.
helping someone else's wish? I don't know.
I don't know. Let's start our own Disney podcast.
I would hate that.
Lori would love it.
She would. Um, yeah, so go on. It looks like a red light, right? Outside.
Yeah, they see. I thought that they heard. Did they see? Did they hear the crash or hear, or see or hear the crash? I don't recall. But anyway, there was a crash somewhere. They were outside looking at the box to see if they could turn the lights back on. Anyway, so they see the light. They go to it and they see that alien spacecraft with like three or four aliens standing outside of it. They're kind of talking and whatever. And then, the, first of all, I just want to say, like, I think it's hilarious that Steve Jobs got his wardrobe from these aliens, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just black shirt and pants. Like that's the alien wardrobe. No head coverings or anything like that. No plastic bubble, just that. And then he's recording it, and then they see the aliens see them, and so they take off running back to the house.
Yeah. The aliens look like some classic, like big-headed gray alien. If you see the photo behind Miguel, if you're watching the video, it's like three kids with the masks off. I'm assuming they played the aliens
Yeah,
because
in the trivia it says that the people that they were played by kids, as shown by the behind the scenes photo.
Most of the those early like alien encounter stories always describe like that specific type of alien. I don't know where it comes from. I haven't done the research, but like that was always like what people seem to see.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just like one person made that up and then like other people read about it and then were like, oh yeah, I saw that too. Like it just became like part of the like psyche. I don't know. Um,
Well, that's just how like that shit passes. Like, for example, I hadn't heard of this, but apparently in New York and New Jersey, within the last couple of days, people have been seeing these really huge drones flying around. Have you heard about this?
no.
Have you heard about this? Have you heard about this? Yeah, like I don't know anything about it other than I saw a headline that people have been seeing these really huge drones flying around the city in New York and New Jersey, so around that area. Then my manager today, this is even before I even heard about it. I saw that headline afterwards, but today my manager was like, "Hey, did you hear about like have you seen any uh, drones flying out around you?" I'm like, "No, what are you talking about?" And she was like, "Yeah, we saw some. They live in Houston."
Yeah.
Like, "Yeah, we saw some yesterday." I'm like, "Okay, I didn't engage." But then I heard about the whole thing in New York and New Jersey. So that's what happens. Like people hear about that and then I don't know if they make it up. They're suggestible, I guess. I don't know.
Well, it's almost like when you find out about like a new world you never heard before, and suddenly within like 24 hours you hear somebody else say it again. It's almost like now that you have it at the front of your mind, you're gonna notice it more often, right?
Yeah, what the skibbity toilet is up with that?
I have felt that 2 times today, no joke. But I was
There you go.
also on TikTok, so I mean,
Yeah,
someone's bound to say it. It's like that shitty Christmas game, right? Getting whammed. It's like you've just been toileted, you know?
I don't know what the game you're talking about.
I mean, do you not know?
Being get
Are you being like how you yell on the chat? Well, you just an asshole to me.
No, I'm serious. Like there's a
It's this
game where
it's
you get
this
whammed.
it's this thing that I'm pretty sure it's like a white person game.
Okay.
Well, it's
Is it the
like
thing where you like you get hit with a pie?
no, no, that's a
Okay.
clown thing. It's that song. I think it's the song "Last Christmas I Gave You My Heart."
Okay.
I think the band must be called like Wham or something.
Oh yeah,
WAM.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So the game is if you can go the whole like December without hearing that song at all, you win something.
Oh,
But
okay.
then like I got whammed. I got on the radio. I don't know. I think it's really stupid.
So did I just get whammed because you talked about it?
I just said the title. I didn't play the song.
Okay, so it's if you hear the song. Okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember I recall something about this a couple years ago, but I didn't know it was like a legit thing.
People talk about my stepson talks about it a lot.
Okay, cool.
Maybe it's just him. I don't know.
Uh,
Um,
One
fuck.
thing I wanted to say is so they see the aliens see them, they run back to their cabin, and the cameraman, who was the director, was out of breath for like 10 minutes. It was so fucking annoying.
I would be too. Are you kidding me?
It was a short distance.
I'm out of breath going to the bathroom.
Oh my God. It was like, he was probably, his breathing was probably the worst actor in the movie, which is saying, it's not saying much because there was good actors in there, but it's like,
Yeah.
he's like, oh man. Like after like, I had to put it down. I didn't want Hillary to think I was watching a porno or something.
Why not?
It was funny. That was good though.
I one of the gags I always want to do at the shop, but I'm too afraid of someone not realizing I'm joking. Is some usually my phone is synced to the Bluetooth speaker,
Yeah.
and like on Saturdays, my wife is also here. Like I always want to go to the bathroom and just begin playing like loud moaning, so I can come out and go, "Oh no, was that playing outside too?" But there's no way I can say, "Oh, I did that as a joke."
Yeah.
Because
There's because people won't know your humor. You know,
yeah,
you could do it at a reading.
that would be a good idea. I
Yeah.
like that idea. I want to go back a little bit with this movie because as they were walking before they found the UFO crash. I found it really amusing how the other two guys were just giving him shit the whole time about having a camera. Like, oh, the little guy has a camera. He's so fancy. Just really making fun of him. And I found that pretty amusing.
Yeah,
And it got me like thinking about like this movie and like, um, what's that Kevin Spacey? American Beauty, and like how that guy was also treated like a fucking freak because he had like a camera, was filming everything.
yeah.
Isn't it interesting how society has flopped with that? Now if you're not like fucking filming everything, you kind of
Then
like
you're the
like
weirdo.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. Just an observation I wanted to make from my tiny little brain on the podcast and get your thoughts about it.
One of the things also, like you just reminded me right now, just like the relationship between, I think they were brothers. I don't know if it was ever stated, but yeah, they were brothers because they were talking about their dad passing and the mom drinking, which was hilarious. But like
Yeah.
them giving him shit is such a big brother to the and the middle brother making fun of the little brother, and I really appreciated that. It was a way for you to figure out what the relationship was without saying, "Hey, brother, where are you going to do this, this?" It wasn't expository; it was more conversational, which was great. But and it also put me in mind of, have you seen Paranormal Activity? I think five, called The Marked Ones.
Those
I know.
five of them?
No, I think there's more, but
I've only seen the original when it came out.
yeah, like the second one is worthless, and I haven't seen the other ones. But at Terror Tuesday, Joe Ziemba from Bleeding Skull and Agfa played Marked Ones, which is I think is the fifth one. And I was like, I'm gonna go anyway, but I'm probably not gonna like it. I really, really enjoyed it. You don't have to know much about. If you've seen the first one, you're good. You actually don't even really even need to see the first one. But the only reason I bring it up here is because the relationship between the two, we'll even say three, the three characters, where they're just talking and bullshitting and having fun and joking around, like makes you care about these characters more than if we had just gone in and not knowing anything about them or whatever. So I really liked how they set up the three brothers at the beginning of the movie, and the whole kind of it was set up the rest of the movie as well.
I was just adding it to my watch list. Oh, the guy who made Happy Death Day made it. Oh
Yeah,
shit. I'm gonna
yeah,
check that out. That sounds pretty cool. The best found footage movies, I think, and I think you might agree from what you just said, they'll essentially like hangout movies, right? You have
yeah,
to enjoy watching these people just hang out and just talk shit. If you can't like capture that type of thing, like almost effortlessly, then the movie's going to be annoying, I think, because you can really fuck that up and you don't want to listen to any of these people talk. Like,
yes,
I mean, I can't think of a specific example. I'm sure we've done a few episodes like that already that weren't found footage, but same vibe. Um,
yeah.
yeah, I do. These three brothers in UFO abduction. I mean, they're great just watching them give each other shit.
Yeah.
Um, it was also really funny. I thought once, like when they were just watching like the aliens, and one of them keeps whispering, "They're gonna zap us." Something about that line was really amusing to me. I
Yeah.
also was laughing at because we watched them watch the aliens, and like two of these aliens just come out from the woods, and they're just like standing around talking. We don't know what they're saying or anything, but
Yeah.
like just imagining like aliens hanging out and talking. It's really funny.
It's like status report, and the other one's like just giving a status report.
So, do
Yeah.
we think they crashed? Is that what happened?
Um, I don't know if it's ever said. I would think so. Like, why are they always going to the country? Why would they go to the big city? At night, the big cities are the ones with all the light pollution. So you think they'd go there.
Well, it depends how
So
smart they are, right? Because if they don't want to get like fucking mowed down by some police force,
yeah,
the country makes sense. I mean, easy pickings, right?
yeah, that's true. I know we're not talking about District 9, but I love the way District 9 did it, where the ship just ran out of fuel and couldn't leave, and it had like 40,000, however many odd number of aliens on the spacecraft, and so they just had to come down. They wanted to leave but couldn't. I
Is that
really
what
like that.
happens? I
Yeah,
I've seen it, but not since it came out. I
yeah, that's what
remember
happens.
it's like I like don't they like put all the aliens in like a camp
Yeah,
basically?
yeah, they put them in a. It's basically like yeah,
Highly fictional movie with yeah, it's really crazy
no
plot.
correlations to what's happening today at all.
Well, it's definitely
Anyway,
happened in the past.
yeah. But anyway, yeah, I appreciated that.
You appreciate camps, got it.
Yeah,
Um,
nice, nice.
so yeah, they go back to the fucking house, freaking out immediately. Like each Brithel has a shotgun. It's the country, so it feels they have weapons. They're just locking up and loading. The mom's like, "What's going on?" And like, I got fucking footage of aliens in the woods. And I'm thinking about like my brothers and I, like my mom. If that we ever did that, there's not a chance in hell my mom would have ever believed anything we said because we would always prankle. So like,
Yeah, credit to that mom. They like for a little bit, and even I think there were some wives that were there as well. They were like,
women,
"What? What are you talking
women.
about? What? No, the brothers' wives were there.
I know, just you just call
Okay,
women wives. I think I saw some
they're
wives as well.
they're pre-wives, wives, and post-wives. That's how I view them all.
Makes sense.
Good. Yeah. So, um, they fought up for a little bit. They're like, "What are you talking about?" But then immediately they dropped in a step. But yeah, the brothers are just yelling at them. This is what's happening. And one brother was like, "I'm assuming he's the oldest brother. I'm in charge of this family now."
Yeah,
And it's like,
pretty good
so,
stuff.
yeah.
I'm just looking at my notes. Oh, they see another red light and they just assume, oh, I guess they left. Like that's the assumption they have. Is red lights outside, meaning the ships has came and went.
Okay.
And okay. And then there's like a big conversation. What do we do now? And like meanwhile, the kid just wants to open gifts. It's like, can you imagine it'd be the shittiest birthday of all time?
Yeah.
You just so patiently waiting. You didn't get to eat cake yet. You didn't open any gifts. And that's when I have my note. Like, was that scene from Signs inspired by this movie, maybe?
Yeah.
Lines up.
Because they're like, well, should we leave or should we stay? And they're like, yeah, we're safer here. In the meantime, what do you do? I would be losing my fucking mind. But you have a kid there. I don't know. She looked to be 6 or 7 or something. I don't know the
Doesn't
kids' ages.
the opening of the credits say the age? They're
Again,
celebrating the niece's fifth
oh,
birthday or something.
oh yeah, niece's fifth birthday. Yeah, yeah.
Laughing, baffled by this.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, so
Uh,
she's 5 years old. Yeah, so you have a 5 year old girl, little girl there, so you don't
a
want to go crazy.
5-year-old wife.
A 5 year old pre-wife
That's
there. All right, I'm not doing that anymore. You have a 5 year old girl there, and like, so you want to like not spook her out, not have her crying, and so they relax and they kind of open the presents, which I thought, like in my head, I'm thinking that's stupid, but in the actual situation, it makes sense.
it's what you would do.
Yeah, yeah,
100%. At some point, they realize all the watches and clocks have stopped.
yeah. That's cool. I like
Uh,
that little detail.
It's like, yeah, that's strange. And then some of them leave. I don't quite know like what the family is. Like, I think they might be like two different families that will connected by like siblings, maybe.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
some,
exactly.
um, some of them walk out, and including the kid. And then one of them, they find that photo I mentioned, not a photo, a drawing that the kid made of the alien, which is really funny. It's just a giant alien head.
Nobody saw her making this drawing, by the way.
No, and they flip out. They run outside and they're just yelling like, "Get back in the house! Get back in the." I was laughing just at the fucking energy they had. They all come running back in, and as soon as they come back in, they see an alien in the window.
Which I did not see. Did you see?
No,
Okay, so it's
and
up to the imagination.
and then there's a loud banging noise. And I thought this was the alien hitting the house. And later on did I realize that's the sound of a shotgun going off in this movie.
That's their sound of a shotgun
Yeah.
going off. Yeah. Did you hear when everything was going crazy where like they saw the drawing and they run outside to get the brother and family to come back inside. I think the grandma, the older woman, is saying, "Get the brownies." Did you?
No.
They didn't want the house to burn out or not. They didn't want to burn the brownies. That was the most important part. So she yells out, "Get the brownies!" And I was cracking up. That was good.
For just being improv, this movie has really good dialogue. I mean, usually
Yeah.
improv sucks.
But
Oh,
then they find out that they're on the roof,
yeah.
which the idea of these, because they're played by kids, so they're like 4 feet, 5 feet, no,
Yeah.
4 feet, I'd say like 4 feet, like aliens just on the roof. I don't know why, but it's cracking me up. But then they start shooting, and they actually shoot one of the aliens.
Yeah, the luckiest shot of all time, right? Um, Somehow hits it while it's on the roof from inside the house. It falls down. They go out, they pick out the alien corpse, they wrap it in a blanket, bring it inside. Now it's that crazy UFO guy I was telling you about who was convinced this was real. One of the quotes he had was something like, I've spoken to other people who have seen dead aliens, and they all say the same thing. When aliens die, the eyes kind of sink into the head. And I guess in this movie, it's also like that. I don't know how the fuck he saw that. You can't really see anything. That was
Yeah,
one of the details that really convinced him this was authentic.
it's just a lie of like a master manipulator. You find something that there's no way it could be confirmed or denied,
Yeah,
and then you go with that. Like, oh, you could tell like before when they're first shot, they're a different shade of gray, and then when they're kid dead, they're a different shade of gray. It's like, okay.
interesting.
Um, yeah, at this point, like they've been running around everywhere, and again, the cameraman is just out of breath. And it was a pet peeve of mine.
You would be as well. We would all be out of breath. We will not in shape.
I am in shape. It is a round, but it is still a shape. But yeah, it was just annoying, but it doesn't detract from the movie very much. Like I don't take away anything from the score, but it's just like, dude,
Were you
come on
watching
here.
it with headphones on?
No, I wasn't even.
Oh,
I had
okay.
it just regular, yeah.
I don't watch movies with headphones on. Sometimes I want to, but I don't. It would benefit some movies, not this one. What they one of the guys they take the alien to an empty like a guest room, but then he gets really mad at the camera guy for trying to follow with the camera. He's like, "Get that out of you!" Any idea why?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I think you'd be wanting to document this so you could like sell the body for money or whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
but
called a sex vehicle and a memo of the United States government.
there you go. Um, the the thing that threw me off was they were arguing with whether or not to leave the alien outside of the house or bringing it in. And I didn't quite understand. They said that so I think it's like if we leave it out there, the aliens are going to see it quicker. Whereas if we bring it in the house, it'll buy us some time because they'll have to come inside the house to see the body. And then the mom was like, yeah, but that means they're going to have to come inside the house. So
It'll,
like,
why are they convinced that they're gonna come get the body anyway?
well, like,
If me
like
and my friends are
man
like
down.
attacking someone and they shoot one of us and we die, they just live in that spot now. I'm not getting them.
I see how it is. So like if we go do some gang shit and I get shot down, you're not going to come back for my body?
What am I gonna do? I'm not strong.
I could still be alive. If you leave me there, I could bleed
Then I
out. You
have to
could pick
deal
me
with
up
the
and
mess of your blood.
take me to the hospital, try to resuscitate me, give me mouth to mouth.
It's
They could be trying to do
easier
alien
to
mouth to
leave
mouth.
you. It's easier to leave you. Trust me.
I'm glad I know where we stand.
Yeah. Well, you would not be standing. I would be running
Okay.
out of breath.
Yes.
I'm kind of confused on what happens next. Suddenly some of them just vanish. I think they went outside to get the truck.
Yeah, so they brought the alien in. They were gonna go get the truck and bring it back so everybody can jump in. But when they were gone for more time than they thought they should be, so the rest of everybody went to go check to see where they were at. And when they got to the car, well, when they opened the door to the house, they found one gun, and then when they got to the truck, they saw another gun. So the guns had been abandoned. So they're like, oh, maybe they couldn't start the car, and so they went to a neighbor's house to get help, you
Yeah.
know.
They go
Uh,
back in. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say at this point, or probably sometime before, the mom was like, "Does anybody want a drink?" And earlier in the movie, when the brothers were walking out to to see the
The crash.
alien craft, yeah, they were talking about how their mother had been drinking more,
Yeah.
and so I liked that connected later,
You call that
and
a
then
callback.
callback. They called it back, right? Which was,
Yeah.
but it was, if you weren't paying attention, you would have missed it. You know, it wasn't thrown in your face sort of thing.
Right.
Really, really enjoyed that.
Did you?
I did. I did a
Just,
lot. And
just,
in fact,
just,
I was
just
laughing because at one point I put down here, the mom is fucking blitzed. She's not ready for this.
yeah.
Like at one point she had her head between her knees and everything.
I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like, I just wanted to get my drink on tonight. And now there's fucking aliens everywhere.
It's pretty funny to just think about that. Just this lady getting drunk and then having to deal with this bullshit.
Yeah.
Um, I guess it kind of explains why when they go back inside, they decide to play Go Fish.
Yeah.
Now I thought the mom was explaining the rules of Go Fish to the kid, but then I kind of realized I think she was explaining it to the grown pre-wife next to her.
Her daughter-in-law, her daughter-in-law.
Yeah, yeah, Daryl and wife, no, wife-in-law. No, because she was the one who was going like, oh, uh-huh. Like she was the one like paying attention to the lesson.
Yeah.
Who the fuck doesn't know how to play goldfish?
No, no, man.
I mean, I never thought I would see a movie where they went through like a step-by-step guide of how to play goldfish. I was on my couch going, why is this happening? They know how to play goldfish,
And I
but
was over here taking notes.
if she was drunk, that might explain it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
You
If
ever
she was
get
drunk, I
really
heard.
drunk and it's just like overall explain something?
Yes.
I recall the best time of my life. I was at my in-laws' 50th anniversary party in California. I drank an entire bottle of some type of whiskey, Crown Royal, by
Canadian whiskey.
myself.
Oof, Jesus Christ.
I ended that night passed out in a bathroom vomiting. But before that happened, I was next to my niece-in-law. I don't know what that's called. My niece-in-law, and she was
Who's
like
your niece?
6 or 7 maybe, and don't know how this happened, but I got so amused that she had never seen the movie Seven, and I just explained the whole plot to this
Oh my
child,
God.
just laughing so loud. She
Child
she
endangerment.
thought it was great. She thought it was really funny.
The rest of the adults around said nothing. They just like let you keep going.
I was at like the kids' table. I was hanging out with like Dylan and his sister and like the niece was there and we were all just having a fun time talking about the movie Seven.
Jesus
I was
Christ.
walking through each sin and then I woke up in a bathroom vomiting. I woke up to the sound of my wife pounding on the door, yelling my name. I was like, "What?" No memory of going into the bathroom. She had been pounding on it for like 10 minutes, I guess. Uh,
Jesus Christ.
the drunkest I've ever been in my life.
All around the parents-in-law, huh? That makes sense.
I don't think they knew. I don't think
Get the
they.
fuck.
I don't think they. It was a huge penalty.
Okay, I was gonna say if you can get away with
I got away with it,
being
man.
completely drunk and explaining seven to a 6-year-old child, and nobody thinks you're not normal, then you're not.
I'm great while drunk.
Yeah.
I'm really I'm really what do you call it? Graceful. So what is left in this movie? Oh, they're playing Go Fish,
Yeah.
and something really cool happens. I think. Do you want to get into it?
Yeah. But right before that, or they're playing Go Fish. The one of the wives is one of the women is scared. I don't know anybody's names. One of the women, who's not the grandmother, is scared because her husband is out there, and the grandmother says, "Don't worry about it. Like the neighbors are gone, even like the second door neighbors are gone or whatever. They'll be gone for like half an hour, but they have their flashlights." And she said, "We know this because we didn't see any flashlights at the truck or by the door." And then that made the other woman, feel really good. So I like that little like part of it there. Like they're just like, oh yeah, and I hadn't even thought about that. I thought they were either dead or abducted, which they still could be abducted. I think that's what we're going for here. But there's that little bit of doubt
Hmm.
for them where like the flashlights aren't there. But so anyway, flashlights aren't there. Then Renee, I wrote this down. Renee is one of the women there. So they're all sitting around playing Go Fish, but all of a sudden she gets up from the table and everybody's like, "Yo, where's Renee?" And she's over by the door and she's about to open the door, and they're like, "Don't open the door! Don't open the door!" They pull her away, and she starts saying like, or I don't know if she's the one who says it, or it happens again. So they take Renee back to this table, they calm everybody down, and then the mom gets up from the table. The grandmother gets up from the table and goes to open as well. They stop her, and when they stop her, she says they were just whispering or they were just talking to me, just open the door. It wasn't even scary or anything. They were just like matter of factly saying, open the door. And that is really, really creepy.
That was really great. I mean, they're fucking hypnotizing these people from outside. I don't think I've seen that like in an alien movie. I mean, maybe I have. I don't think so, but that was a really cool like thing to do. I wonder if like that might be a detail from some of the old like real life encounters. Like, oh, I felt them in my head.
Mhm.
I found it really creepy. And it
Yeah,
was really well handled how it was done because it was really subtle. Like we're just playing, you just kind of see one get up and walk away. Like it's not even like a big deal is made with the camera.
right. Yeah, well, that's the funny thing is like everybody's doing something. They're all around the table, like playing Go Fish or whatever. But Michael, who's the cameraman, is just like sitting there with the camera pointed at his family. And then I actually saw like so they got everybody settled back once Renee got back, and then they started talking about, and then the mom got up. I was like, follow her, but the cameraman doesn't. He just keeps looking straight, and he was distracted. Um, so I was like, that's a little bit annoying, but also same time probably real life because he's not paying attention to his mom or anything like that.
Yeah.
Um, so then after that happens, they get the mom back down. They calm everybody down. Michael, who's the cameraman, goes to check on the alien's body, which is in one of the bedrooms in the back, and he sees that it's gone. And he again yells, loses his shit, runs and tells everybody that the body's gone. And then he goes back in and he notices that the back door, the latch was open, so he shuts it. So that's how the alien got out. So do you think the alien got up
Yeah.
and left, or the aliens came and got the body and took it? Because is that alien alive? Because at the beginning there weren't there four aliens?
I don't know if we ever got like an exact total of the aliens. I don't think we
Okay,
know. But
right.
I do think like if we're going like if we're trying to speculate what happened, I don't think the alien was ever dead. I think it was like a fucking Trojan horse, right? It was meant to come in so it could
Oh,
come out and let them in. It should also be worth noting before they even find the aliens missing, after they've had the two like hypnosis encounters, they
yeah.
decided to just blast the radio as a way to like distract the alien voices. It's also a battle of fact, like, oh, aliens will invading our brains. Let's go ahead and turn the radio up and then continue playing Goldfish. Because what do you get? What else are you gonna do? You know?
That's actually like a really great idea. Like imagine a short story that starts with people around a poker table or playing Go Fish with the radio blasting so that the aliens outside can't hypnotize them to let them in.
Oh my
That's
God, that would be a terrible way to get whammed.
you open the door, the song starts
That's a
playing. Oh, or
callback.
just go through the radio. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So then again, the aliens are trying to get in.
Well, they yell at Michael, right? Put that goddamn camera down. You've had it too long. Put it down. We're sick of it.
Yeah, and he finally does, very conveniently
It takes a
puts it down.
while.
at a Dutch angle, which is actually your background.
Yes.
Yeah, your background there. And then again, this is where Grandma asks who wants a drink, which is hilarious to me. And then, do you want to tell us what happens here?
No, go feel it.
So Michael has set the camera down. It's facing towards the kitchen where everybody's playing Go Fish, but it is also facing the hallway adjacent to the kitchen. And it takes a while. It takes maybe 20 seconds. It's just nope, nothing there. And then all of a sudden you start to see the three aliens emerge. They're in single file and they come around the corner. They just start heading to the kitchen. And the last alien stops and looks at the camera for half a second, whatever, and the camera goes out.
Yeah,
And that's the end of the movie.
that's the end of it. Great movie. I
Until
loved it.
until after the credits, and then
You get a photo.
yeah, you get this photo behind me of the kids who were actually in those alien costumes or whatever.
Pretty good.
Um, yeah, that ending was great. Just great movie. Really, this is probably I can't think back now, but it's got to be top three of these movies that we've seen.
It's the
Shot on
best
video.
one we've seen.
Yeah,
I think.
I know
I
I've enjoyed a couple of them. Yeah, but
I've enjoyed a lot of them, but usually I have to stretch my definition of enjoy.
yeah,
This one I just loved. It was really good.
yeah, it was very subtle. They didn't do any like bare bones storytelling, really effective use of their budget, really good, like it's a one-shot horror movie basically, which you're familiar with. And yeah, it's just very effective. I enjoyed it a lot.
What was that comment about? One shot Hulu movie.
No, no, one
Oh,
location.
location. Oh, you
One
said one
location.
shot.
Did I?
Yeah.
Well, I meant one location.
Play the tape back. He said one shot.
Yeah.
You said it so cocky too. Like, why?
You,
What is
you,
this? What is
you
this
and your one
referring
shots.
to?
Yeah.
I only had one shot, one opportunity.
Mom
Um,
spaghetti.
my palms all sweaty.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Say goodbye to Hollywood. Say goodbye. That's the end of the podcast.
Oh, wait. We recommend it. Like, do we recommend it? Do we not recommend it?
I don't know, Miguel. Do we?
There's a
Yeah.
format. You have to respect. Well,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
we recommend. We definitely recommend it. Max is the one who edits these things. It's like,
Do
let's
I?
cut it. Let's go. Oh yeah, you're right. You don't.
I stopped
But
doing that.
yeah. So anyway,
We
I
already
recommend it.
did recommend. We also do like if we like this. What else do we recommend? We did that at the beginning of the episode. We talked
Yeah,
about
all
all
those
types of
movies.
alien. Yeah,
Yeah,
just go back, rewind
yeah,
it.
yeah. This was definitely. I would get the Blu-ray on this for sure.
I thought I had.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You think it'd be good to play at the shop? I don't
I
know.
think so, and it's short. What we didn't even
It's
mention
like
that, but
66 minutes long.
yeah, amazing, perfect
Yeah.
length.
All
Like
right.
some movies wish they could do what this movie did in 60 minutes or 66 minutes, whatever. But anyway, yeah. Thanks for listening.
Goodbye.
Live spooky, die spooky.